Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my entire portfolio. I want to start doing this on Mondays because I get a lot of questions from you guys asking, "Hey, what are you holding? Are you still holding this? Are you still holding that?" So, what am I gonna do today is I am going to go through my entire portfolio. I'm going to go over every single name, every single chart, and give you guys my thoughts and the reason why I'm investing in it and the reason why I'm still holding in it. So, we'll start with the first one up here, Oracle. This is ORCX. This is actually a levered ETF. So Oracle is the actual stock of this, but they do offer ORCX on Robinhood, which I'm able to invest in and get a little bit of leverage to that. But the reason I like Oracle is because they are a huge tech company, right? They make about $16 billion a quarter, which is every 4 months. So they're a huge company. They are partial owner in TikTok now. TikTok is still one of the most popular social medias out there. They now own it or are a majority owner in it. So they're making some moves. And ultimately, right, we're technical traders here, guys. We want to, of course, buy names that are good projects, good companies, good business models, things like that. But we also want to pay attention to the technicals. So our strategy here on the weekly chart is to buy when this blue wave is below this white line. Okay, below the white line here. Okay, and you can see the last time that happened was back here in April. That was April of 2025. You can see the price of Oracle was 127, and it popped all the way up there to around 350. So that was a beautiful move there. Okay, it's pulled back by like 50, 60%. So now that we got our signal, right, we're loading up. I bought this last week. You can see the dot came last week. That was our signal, just like it was our signal back here in April. So what we're doing is we're holding now until we get one of our sell signals. Our sell signal is either this stochastic RSI, that light blue line touching the white dotted line up here, okay, a red dot on the weekly, or a red dot on the daily in the red zone. So you can see that has a lot of room to go back up there to 300 to 320. I still really like Oracle. I bought this one last week, and I'm just going to continue to hold that one. The next one's going to be HIMS, HIM. This one's Z, but this is actually HIMS, the company. Again, these tickers I buy sometimes have leverage, 2x leverage. I don't go crazy with the position sizing. I'll never exceed more than like 3% of my total portfolio if I'm buying a name with leverage. So that means I only invest 3% of my total portfolio into one specific name like this one because you're getting leverage, meaning you don't have to invest as much. I don't trade leverage with crypto. I only trade leverage with stocks, but I like HIMS here at $30. I bought this one last week as well. We still don't have the green dot here. We got one back here in December, right around 35. I think I bought this one around 33. So I'm down about $1. But again, we're waiting for this wave to come back up here. Okay, our sell signals are pretty clear. We have that all written out over here in the Discord. So again, I'm waiting for a sell signal. I don't do price targets or anything like that. We simply are just waiting for our sell signals as we explain over here inside the trading rules. And again, that is a red dot in the red zone on the daily chart. So if you come over here to the daily chart, we're looking for a red dot in the red zone. The red zone's up here on the Fibonacci. If you guys are not familiar with what these zones are here, this is a Fibonacci tool. Again, very popular tool used among traders. I have a free trading course over here if you guys are new and watching this. Completely free trading course that'll break down our strategy and all of the indicators that we use here. But I really like HIMS at these levels. My plan going into this was to buy it right here around 30. And if it dipped back down here to 20, I was just going to buy more. But their earnings look very impressive. You can see they just reported here in November it was November 3rd, 2025. So they made around $600 million in revenue, which beat by 3%. And if you go back to November of last year, they made $400 million. So they increased their revenue from $400 million to almost $600 million in a year. That's pretty close to 50% growth in revenue over a year. So when you're looking at these companies, you want to see like, hey, are they making money? Are they increasing their revenue? Are they staying the same? Right? Investors want to buy companies that are increasing their revenue like this. A 50% increase in revenue in 1 year is a really good increase in revenue. Okay, so I think there's a lot of room for growth on HIMS. I'm playing the HIMZ ETF, and I like it. It's got a green dot right here since December. And we're just buying and holding until we get one of our sell signals. Our sell signals on the weekly chart are going to be when this stochastic RSI, that's the light blue line on our trading indicator, when that comes up here and hits the white dotted line, Okay, that is normally a sell target, just like it did back here at around 70. It sold back off. Or a red dot up here above the white line. Okay, that's the weekly signals we're looking for. And then the daily, we're just looking for that red dot in the red zone. Okay, just like back here. Okay, red dot in the red zone in May, you were selling at 65, 66. Back here, you were selling at around 70. So it might not get you out at the exact top, but it's going to get you close. All I know is when we're down here on the golden zone, in the golden zone, okay, we're not selling till we get back up here to the red zone. This is our sell territory. So typically these signals, right, these green dots, they take 1 to 6 months to play out if you're playing it on the weekly chart like we do. We're longer term swing traders. The reason we trade the weekly and the monthly is because these dots are more accurate on a weekly chart. Okay, a weekly and a monthly chart. They are way more accurate on the higher time frames. If you come in here to the hourly, you could see how many we've gotten today alone. Okay, there's just too many decisions to be made. So we take a longer term approach. Our typical time frame for these is 1 to 6 months. And I also just bought HIMS. I think I bought that last week as well. So I bought HIMS and Oracle last week. And I do update you guys on my trades over here in Overkill Trades. I did just trim some NVO. We'll get to that chart here in just a second. I didn't sell the whole thing, but I'm trimming it. MSTX is another levered ETF, but it's for MSTR. So this is a play on strategy, which is Michael Saylor's company. Again, we got the signal right here at around 170. We bought this one last week at around 160. So again, very oversold. If you guys ever see this line, that purple line there turned green, that just means we're very oversold, right? I mean, this thing just went from 460 all the way down to 160. Okay, we love that. Okay, as investors, we love that. That's almost a 67% dip, okay, in the matter of since July. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January. It's been 7 months of going down. Okay, this thing's been 7 months of going down. What does that mean? That means people are stuck in despair, right? Because there was people buying up here at 460 or whatever it was. Now we've had this long drawn out period over the last 6, 7 months. Now we're interested. Now we got our signal. Again, our strategy in 2026 on the weekly chart is to buy when this blue wave is below that white line. We are way below that white line here. So if MSTR is going to recover here, it should have a very big bounce. And I like this thing right here at 160. Again, I'm just going to hold it until we get a sell signal. Either till this blue stochastic gets back up here to the white dotted line, we get a red dot on the weekly, or a red dot on the daily up in the red zone. You can see how the daily has a red dot right now on MSTR. But we don't care, right? We want the red dot in the red zone. Don't care about the red dots down here. We care about the red dots up here. Again, where'd this thing call the top? Back here in July, you had a red dot in the red zone, 450. Again, all the way down to 160. So again, the data doesn't lie. I can't make this stuff up, right? This is just what we look for in our strategy. This is where we're looking to sell, okay? And typically this is where we're looking to buy down here in the golden zone, especially when we're getting these weekly signals. So I still really like MSTR. RR, this one's given the signal this week too. So I bought this one, I think, at like 320 or 330 back here around this support level. We're getting the signal here this month. This one isn't below the white line here, but this is more of a fundamental play for me. I don't know really of any other robotics companies out there. RR is the one that I have taken interest to because they have key partnerships with like NVIDIA and SoundHound and some other really legitimate companies. And it's sitting at $4. So this is like a penny stock. I know it's not down here below the white line, but I'm just playing this one with a bounce at 3. I think as long as this one holds 3, it looks really bullish, and it's about to break over 4 here. It's sitting at 399, up 5% today. But we traded this one back here in August when we got the last round of green dots back here at $2. I think we traded it all the way up to like $4.50 to $5. It ended up going up to 7. But again, now it hit 7 and it's pulled back all the way to 3. How big of a pullback is that? That's the typical 60% pullback that we're looking for. Okay, we love names that pull back 60%. Okay, absolutely love names that pull back 60%. And again, they got some key partnerships. So Rich Tech Robotics, ticker RR, still holding that one. I did just sell some NVO. So again, the reason I'm selling NVO is because it does qualify for one of our selling strategies here. I didn't sell the whole thing. I'm still holding a position on it. I sold about 75% of my position, I believe. Anywhere from 60 to 75% of my position. I had a really big position on it though. I've been loading up on this one for the last couple months, but you could see sell strategy number 2. We sell when the stochastic RSI, that's the light blue line on the trading indicator. Okay, our trading indicator, this one right here, the stochastic RSI, that light blue line, when that hits the white dotted line, okay, the white dotted line, or we get a weekly red dot. So I just trimmed my position because I had a really big position. But again, when that stochastic hits the white dotted line, okay, just like it did back here in June, that's typically a place where we like to take some profits, either sell some or sell the entire position. Right, we have these dots and alerts that tell us, hey, okay, sell or reduce your position by 25 to 100%. You ultimately have to be the person to make the call on how much you want to sell, but this is just a sell signal, right, according to our strategy. And again, if you guys are not familiar with the strategy, we have a full trading course over here. And if you guys do not have our trading indicators, you guys can download those in the trading indicator tab. Just click on this link right here, and that will load all of the signals, the MACD, the moving averages, the red and green dots, the stochastic RSI, the Fibonacci. You'll pretty much have every single tool that we use here in these videos, and your screen will look exactly like my screen when you go through that link over there. If you have trouble setting up, the email is right there in the trading indicator tab. So I did trim some NVO today. Again, the reason I trimmed was because it hit one of our sell targets. Okay, one of our sell targets was when the weekly stochastic comes up here and hits the white dotted line. That doesn't mean this is going to top here. It could very well keep going, but I trimmed the position because I was comfortable trimming. We were buying it down here. Okay, I was up 71% on NVOX. Okay, I bought this one at $17.40. It went all the way up to around $30. It's sitting at 30 now. So I trimmed some, but I am still holding a little bit of it, about 25% of the position, because I really like how the monthly chart's turning here. The monthly chart looks really good. But if you take a look at the daily, you can see how far up here the wave is. That blue wave is way up there. I know the wave isn't that far up yet on the weekly, but again, staying disciplined to our strategy. If it hits the white dotted line, if you're up 60, 70% on a position, it's okay to sell some. Wow, RR breaking out here. Okay, just blasted over 4. RR's breaking out here big off that signal. Okay, you're seeing that here this week. That looks good. So I trimmed some NVO, still holding a position, though. I didn't sell the whole thing. I sold some. I trimmed some of that position just because of the daily and the stochastic hitting that white dotted line up here. This thing could very well push up to 60, 80 bucks. NVOX is the ticker I'm playing. Again, that's just the leveraged ETF, the 2X long. And then coin. This is Coinbase. Coinbase is looking good here, guys. Coinbase looks phenomenal here. Once again, we got our signal last week. So HIMS, Oracle, MSTR, RR, and Coin. I took all those last week. I took all those trades last week. You can see Coinbase here. Gave a green dot back here in April at 170, popped up to 440. Okay, that went from April all the way up here to July. So again, these signals are for 1 to 6 months out. So you got April, May, June, July. That's a 4-month trade from here to here to make 156%. Okay, you got to be willing to wait 4 months, right? You can't, it's not going to go from here to here tomorrow if we're trading a weekly. These take months to play out. Okay, and again, you're seeing the signal clear as day right there on Coinbase. Look at RR, up 9% now. That just blasted through $4. That's awesome. Oracle's waking up here too. But Coinbase, I mean, I still love this one. It's still right around where I entered it. I'm playing CoinL. This is the 2X levered ETF. Again, with these positions, I'm never exceeding more than 2.5%. Okay, what I mean by that is if I'm using a levered position, that means I'm getting 2 times the leverage. So if I have a $100,000 account, okay, this is very important to understand. I don't want to exceed more than 2%. So I times it by 0.025, which represents 2.5%. I'm not investing more than $2,500 into a 2X levered stock, okay? If I'm not using leverage, I'd probably use the 5% rule, which is if you have 100,000, you simply just multiply it by 0.05, and that's $5,000. Okay, I would not exceed more than 5,000 if you're just playing the Coinbase stock itself. But because I'm playing a levered ETF, I'm only investing 2.5%. That way, right, if Coinbase goes to 0, I only lose 2.5% of my total portfolio, right? You can only lose however much you put in. I don't think Coinbase is going to 0. I think it's going to be one of the biggest crypto banks in the world. And I want some exposure because, again, we got the signal, same signal we got here in April. Boom, beautiful trade there from 170 to 450. Beautiful trade back here in September of 2024 from 160 all the way up there to 350. And you're getting the same signal now. So I'm very bullish on Coinbase as well still. This is CMCSA, Comcast. Still like this one. They just formed into a new company. I think the new ticker is like VNST or VNTS or something. Some weird stuff happened with that one, but the chart is still looking bullish and pushing up, so I'm still holding that one. Pinlink, I still really like. These guys pay 23% APY on their website. A very low cap crypto play here, but I do like this one down here at 16 cents still. NOWL, so this is ServiceNow. ServiceNow is way down here as well. So this one doesn't have the signal yet, but I bought it last week because it did have a signal here, and then it sold off quite a bit. But I like the bounce off 140. This is a big AI name, a huge company. Again, it bounced right here at around 135, and it's sitting at 147. So we're getting it right where these buyers stepped in last time in April before it had that big move higher. They just did a stock split, and they're making a decent amount of money, 3.41 billion, and they're increasing their revenue quarter over quarter. You can see last year at this time they made 2.1 billion, and recently they made 3.41. So technically, right, fundamentally they're making money, and with AI and things popping off, I think a name like ServiceNow is going to be a good name to hold here. And again, as long as it's down here, I want to be accumulating the name. Okay, I want to be accumulating as long as it's down here. I don't want to buy it up here or right here or right here or even really right here. I want to buy when this blue wave is down here on the weekly. Okay, so I'm waiting on that one. It looks like they have earnings coming up on the 28th, which is in 2 weeks. So I started a position on that one, and I am continuing to hold. Nail also gave the signal last week. I bought Nail too. There was a lot of buys last week. I don't normally buy as much as I did last week, but again, we're at that place in the market right now where things just look like they're at very good prices. A lot of these names look like they're at very good prices, and Nail is a home builder ETF. And again, you got the signal last week. We bought this one at like 53, and it went up like 30% from where we bought it in the Discord. It's sitting at 70 now, or around 70. Still going to hold that one, and again, just waiting for a sell signal, either for that stochastic to come up there and touch the white dotted line, or just looking for the daily to come up here to the red zone, which would be right there around $100. That's the target, and it looks like it is breaking up to that zone. So I really like Nail and home builder stocks going into next week. GoodRx, this thing's doing nothing. It hasn't done anything, and I don't even know how long. The stock's just kind of making me mad now, but it hasn't moved in about 3 months. Just going sideways, not doing anything. Solana looks good, still has the signal. Solana still has the signal. Same one we got back here in April before it went from 120 all the way up to 250. Had a really nice pullback over the last 3 months, and now we're back down here in the buy zone. I like Solana as long as it holds 120. I really like Solana here at these levels, and continuing to hold that one. Snapchat, another one that's like GoodRx that just hasn't moved. I think this thing's going to have its day. It's probably not going to take off until earnings, which is going to be in February. So just continuing to hold that one. ET breaking out over 17 here. These guys pay a really good dividend. This is a stock energy play here. Again, got the green dot right there in December at 16. We're just kind of moving sideways here, looking for the breakout back up there to $20. I got some options on that play there, and I do like the dividend that they have. DRN, this is a real estate play. So again, we just got the signal. I bought that 2 weeks ago. This looks very strong above 8. I think real estate stocks are going to do very well. So my plays on real estate are going to be DRN and Nail, and I am holding those tight until we get a red dot or a reason to sell. But I think real estate names are going to do very good this year with Trump in office. We got Sui. Sui I still love. We bought this one around 140. Just staking it with Cedus right now. And looking for that thing to break out. I think crypto's going to break out this week. I think you're going to see a big move to the upside this week in crypto, but I am very bullish on Sui over the next 5-10 years. I think it's one of the fastest growing names in crypto when it comes to their ecosystem. As long as that thing holds on to 130, it's very bullish. Okay, again, we bought this around 140. We're already up 20 or 30% from where we bought it. Okay, again, signal here, big move. Signal here, big move. Signal there, decent move. Signal way down here. I think you're going to see a really big move to the upside on Sui. I love that name there. Cedus, I told you guys on Friday, the watch list, that this is my number one pick for crypto. in 2026. I think this thing is very undervalued for what it does and what it is and how it supports the Sui network. But we're right back down here to 2023 support. This thing was all the way up here at 50 cents back in November, and it's down below 3 cents right now. So if it goes back to 50 cents, okay, you're talking about a massive 1,600% move back to the top. So Cedus and Sui are they go hand in hand. I do have a DeFi course over here if you guys want to learn how to stake those. I'll actually go over all the harvesting and stuff like that here once I get through the rest of these names. We'll check those liquidity pools out and see what they paid. And I want to do that with you guys every Monday just to keep you guys updated on the pools and just on the charts in general. Polkadot, this one I'm staking on Coinbase still, earning around 9% APY. Once again, we just have the signal right there, so we're holding and waiting for a move like this to cash out. Okay, we want to sell when the wave's up here, buy when it's down here, and just staking and earning on that one. SMCX, this is SMCI. So SMCI had the signal last week as well. This is another one we took a position on last week. And again, guys, these signals don't come around every now and then. Like, they don't come around every day. They are very rare. Okay, when they happen, you can see that this one came last week. And the last time we got a green dot with the wave down below the white line, okay, was all the way back here in November at $20. So my plan with SMCI was to buy this one here at 30. And if it goes down to 20, I'm going to buy more. So I'm buying it here at 30. Anticipating a move higher, but expecting a move to the downside. If it happens, I don't think it's going to take long. You can see what happened here. It went down to 20 and then popped right back up. So I think SMCI is a very solid play. That's my chip maker play. And they're estimated to report over $10 billion in revenue here coming up, and that's twice what they reported last quarter. So they're definitely getting some more business, and we'll see if they can deliver. But I do like the name, Super Microcomputer. SMCI is the ticker on that. And again, we're just holding. We're accumulating as long as we're down here. As long as the wave's down here below the white line, it's not too late to buy. Okay? It's not too late to buy, according to our strategy, right? As long as we're down below the white line, we should be thinking accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Here's Chainlink. Chainlink, one of my largest positions right now. Got the green dots everywhere. I don't think this one's going below 11. I think it's only the matter of time before we break out. I mean, it could be any day now, guys. Any freaking day. Look at the chart. Every time this wave came down here and gave a green dot, okay, it's been a buying opportunity. It was a buying opportunity at 12. It was a buying opportunity at 13. It was a buying opportunity back here at 10. Okay, it went from 10 to 30. That's a 200% move up. You sell, you cash out, okay, when we get our signal, and then you get back in down here. That's how we trade the markets. Markets move in waves. They go up and down. They don't go straight up forever. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. We want to buy the downside, right, when the wave's down here, and sell the upside. Okay, I still like Link, one of my largest positions, probably the biggest no-brainer play in crypto. I mean, if you want a safe investment in crypto, I think Chainlink is probably the safest you can get. They pretty much run the entire decentralized finance system. So I really like them. Oxy, I got some options on this. This is just an oil and gas play here. I played the monthly on this. I don't think this one's going below 40, but I do like Oxy a lot here. For if you guys want to get exposure to oil and gas, Trump's doing a lot of stuff with Venezuela, so I decided to go with Oxy. They pay a dividend, and I do think that one's going to break out this year. So I'm still holding that one until I get a sell target. We got TTD. This is Trade Desk. This is another one that's just been annihilated here. Got absolutely smacked. But again, we got our signal last week. We like a big pullback. This thing went from 140 all the way down to 40 bucks. Okay, that's no small drop there. Okay, that's a 74% drop all the way to the bottom. Okay, I want to take advantage of the prices down here. Okay, their earnings look about the same. If not, they're growing every single quarter, right? So very beaten up down here at 37. I like it, and I am continuing to hold till I get a sell signal. DRG, this is Dragon Swap. This is a very low cap play that's built on the SEI network. So this is pretty much a play on SEI here. It's just a very low cap play. There's not any data because it's so new. It's about a $4 million market cap, so I have a position on that, and I'm just holding it and staking it actually on their website. I'll get over to the staking here once we get through these charts. We'll go take a look at some of those staking platforms and just see what they're paying in APY. And then Circle. Circle's still hanging around 82 here. I do still have a position on this. I'm still holding it. And right now it's just going sideways, waiting for that thing to break out. I think that thing's going to move once the legislation passes in Congress, when they pass the Clarity Act. I think there's going to be a big move in Circle, because Circle is the issuer of USDC, which is one of the largest stable coins out there. They're pretty much the company that controls that asset. And then Radium, this is also a play on Solana. This is in my opinion, the number one altcoin on the Solana ecosystem. Again, it's back down here to 2024 support. We got a green dot right here. Everything looks good here at $1. I like this one a lot. I like Radium for a play on Solana. If you don't want to buy Solana, you could buy Ray, RAY, which is Radium. This is their decentralized exchange. Looks good. And then PYPG is actually PayPal. PayPal is stupidly undervalued here, in my opinion. I mean, it's been down here in 2023, been down here in 2025. It's at the same spot. We're just missing the signal. I think PayPal's going to be a big winner in 2026. They're just so beaten up right now, and they're very undervalued when you look at their earnings, their price to earnings ratio. They're trading at like a 12 PE ratio. I think Warren Buffett looks for like names that are like under 20. But it has a 12, so it looks really good here. They're increasing their earnings quarter over quarter, making more and more money as time goes on, and their stock is very beaten up. So PayPal is one of my top picks for 2026. And then Plume, this is another altcoin here, just basing out around here, around 0.018. Still holding that one. DJT still holding this around 14. This one's still holding its green monthly there. So again, still holding until I get a sell target. Up there is the target, anywhere from 35 to 40. We use that red zone as our price target. So if you guys ever ask me for a price target, I'll just say, hey, look at the Fibonacci. Okay, where's the red zone? Okay, between 35 and 40, that's what we're shooting for. Then we have STLA. This is a car maker here. Honestly, I don't know why I bought this one, but I did buy some options on it last week just because I think it could potentially break out here off its monthly. It's getting a little pullback here today, but I'm going to hold those options. They're for like 2028. They're way out. They're like 2 years out. So we'll see where this one falls to here. And then the last one's going to be XCN. So we'll actually dive in here to some of these exchanges. I'll show you guys here. You can see I have my XCN staked here. They pay 29% APY. So right now I'm earning around 7,600 of these coins. XCN, I'm earning around 7,600 of these a day. So I'm just stacking as much as possible as we're down here. Right, I want to accumulate, and then I also want to stake. So you can see over the last couple days, I haven't claimed this in a couple days, but you can see I've earned around 25,000 XCN. And we'll see how much that equates to. I think that's been 2 days since I've harvested, but I'm going to start harvesting these on Monday with you guys just to show you the rewards here. So you can see that XCN is going to go into my wallet here. Maybe. Here I go. So that was about $228 I made in that 2 or 3 day period. That's 25,000 XCN. So I could sell this for cash if I wanted the cash, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to restake it here on their platform. You can see 25,000. That'll add 20 XCN a day into this total. So you can see daily estimated earnings. I'm earning 7,600 of these, but that number is going to go up by 20 because I'm going to just keep staking it. I'm going to earn and stake, earn and stake, earn and stake until I get a sell. It's still like until I get a sell signal. Typically looking for the red dot up here in the red zone, or that weekly stochastic coming and touching the white dotted line, whichever one comes first, but I'm stacking this thing up. I think this is a very solid project. I love that I can just hold it and make 30% on their website. You can see that estimated daily earnings just went up, so I'm closing in on 10 million of those. I did take some profits because we were buying this at like 0.004. It popped all the way up. It was up like 200%, so we took some off the table and letting the rest just ride. I think that's a very solid crypto play to have on your watch list going forward. And then my last position I'm holding is GM, and I'm just short. So I have puts on GM here. I just think it's topped out. Again, you can see the monthly is very overdone. So it's already up 6 months in a row. I'm buying puts thinking that it's maybe going to come back down to $60 to $70. Again, when a stock runs really hot like this, when you see that separation there off of those EMAs, you know that there's probably going to be a correction soon. So I'm shorting GM going into 2026 here, and that's the portfolio so far. If you guys want to learn more about the staking stuff, I'm going to go over the rest of my pools here, my liquidity pools and my staking positions. I do have a free DeFi course over here, so you guys can learn more about staking and how to earn things, like how I'm earning free XCN by staking it for 29%. I also have Dragon Swap. So Dragon Swap is another DEX. And these guys are built on the SCI network. So sometimes their site is really slow. Let me go to Radium. So Radium, I told you guys I have a position on this. So I have the liquidity pool of Solana and Ray. So we talked about both those charts, right? Why do I want to own Solana? Well, because Solana's down here giving us a green dot, right? We want to buy Solana when this wave is down here. And what can we do? We can stake it in a liquidity pool and earn an APY. So right now, okay, this thing is trading at a 14% APY. So what I can do, you can see in the last day I've earned $93 in staking income. That's passive income. I'm just going to go ahead and harvest that really quick. So what that's going to do is going to add the Ray into my wallet. I also have a little liquidity pool on this Foxy AI play. That one is kind of a smaller position, but just a newer coin on the Solana ecosystem. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to harvest that. So you can see that just went into my wallet here. You can see 41 Ray, and I also got some Solana with that as well. So almost a third of Solana, and then some Ray. So what I could do with this now is I can add more liquidity to it. So if you guys, this doesn't make any sense to you guys, go watch this DeFi course here. Okay, it's gonna show you how to stake your crypto in these liquidity pools and make passive income. You can see I made that $93 in literally a couple of days. So it's just passive income, and while we go sideways like this, we're earning, right? And then when we take off, that's when we're gonna sell and get out of the liquidity pools. Okay. And then cash out, sit cash, and then wait for another reset like this. We've already had a big reset, right? We've already pulled back. Solana's already pulled back around 50% from the top. So after a 50% drop, we get bullish, okay? And I want to own Ray and Sol simply because, again, they've been absolutely hammered. This was at $4. It's trading at $1 now. And if I could stake it in here and earn an APY, I'm happy to do that. So let me go ahead and just do 50% of this maybe. 50% of that. Okay, so I'm just confirming and I'm staking the rewards that I just made into the pool. So I'm just continuing to earn passive income. Okay, and I can also come over here and I can swap my Ray. I could swap half of this for Solana, and then I can add more into the pot. So I'm swapping that for Solana. I'm going to add more. Okay, and then again, I'm just interested in the passive income here. Let's see, 0.25. Let's do 0.25. Boom. Okay, so I'm putting that in the liquidity pool. And again, if you guys go watch that DeFi course, it'll make a lot more sense to you guys. And then lastly, I just want to add to this Foxy pool. Again, I don't even say that I own this Foxy play just because it's such a new play. All right. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and add this in really quick. Boom. It's just a LP that I found. Not a huge thing, but again, it's paying. I think this one's paying like 160. Yeah, it's paying 160% APY right now. So I'm happy with 160%. So I take some of those rewards that I'm earning from Radium and I stake them in different pools. You can see all the pools over here. Okay, you can see what their APYs are. So right now I have that Ray paying 47% right now. Sol and Pump Fund, that's paying 290 right now. So that's another pool I'd maybe be interested in getting into just to, earn the APY. Because again, this is passive income. As stuff's trading sideways, we're just earning passive income. Okay, and then restaking what we make. So that's the Radium pool. Again, I'm very bullish on Radium. The whole point of crypto is to have decentralized finance, right? To be able to make things like passive income and use crypto as collateral and things like that, which can benefit you tremendously, right? Don't just buy crypto to hold crypto, but understand why crypto is bullish. Understand why crypto is the next big thing. Well, it's because things like liquidity pools allow me to make passive income on my assets by providing liquidity and loaning my crypto to these platforms who pay me an APY. So again, that free DeFi course is over here, guys. And if you guys are interested in the trading stuff too, I have a free trading course. You guys can get access to all that stuff in the Discord completely free. Again, I really want to buy Radium down here, so that's why I'm buying and I'm staking it in these LPs. Okay, that pump fund liquidity pool looks very interesting too. Yeah, they're trying to push this Foxy. They're trying to push this Foxy LP. That's why I invested in it. They're giving you additional rewards for staking that in a liquidity pool. FOXSY is the ticker. It's a newer Solana play, so not a lot of people know about it, but it was up here at 12 cents. Now it's all the way back down here under a penny. I mean, it's just gotten absolutely annihilated. So I'm just staking it for the 160%. I have a very small position in it, but that 160% is hard to ignore. So that's Radium. I also have some on Cedus. I just told you guys that Cedus position that I have. I told you Cedus is probably my #1 pick in 2026 for gains. I think it's going to outperform a lot of these names. It's back down here. This is a DEX, so it's pretty much what Radium is. It's pretty much what Radium is to Solana. Cedus is a DEX on Sui. So you can see in the last day I've earned $97 just for staking my liquidity over here. You can see it's estimated that I'm earning around $60 a day. Sometimes that's accurate, sometimes it's not, but I'm going to go ahead and just take this out here. And so I made 15 Sui and 2,500 Cedus. I'm going to go ahead and put that back into my wallet here. Okay, and then what am I going to do? I'm just going to add it back in, right? I'm going to add the Cedus in here. So what I like to do, again, I go over all this in that DeFi course, but I'm going to zap in, and then I'm going to add all that Cedus in there. And it's just going to increase the amount that I own and obviously the rewards. The more I put in, the more I'm going to earn inside the liquidity pool. So I got about 16 Sui that I earned that I'm just going to zap in here. Boom. And I'm just going to keep collecting that passive income until we get to the sell point. And then that's when I will take my money out of the liquidity pools, sell for cash, and then sit cash. So that's Sui. Again, I go over all this stuff inside that DeFi course. You can see the Cedus is only paying about 10% right now. It's really based around volume. It's really based around volume, right? It's all about the volume. So that APY is going to go up. Okay, it's going to go up when there's a lot of volume coming in. So you can see it's actually paying around 19% right now, APY. So again, if you want to start a position on that, you can watch that DeFi course on how to do it. That deep Sui one's paying 70%. So again, I'm just interested in the passive income right now. As markets are consolidating, as markets are going sideways, I want to earn passive income. And when we have this big explosive move is when I will sell all my positions and obviously sell for cash and sit cash and then wait for another big reset like we've gotten over the last couple of months. But right now, in my opinion, is a very, very good time to be stacking up as much crypto as possible. I mean, we've pulled back so much over the last 3-4 months. It's time to get in the game here. So that's it for this episode. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this. Let me know what you guys thought of the portfolio update. I'm thinking about doing this every single Monday, just going over all the names that I own, looking at those liquidity pools, and just try to share all this information with you guys. I think there's some bangers in this portfolio. I mean, these names like Oracle, MSTR, RR, NVO still looks good, even though I did trim some, but Coinbase looks phenomenal. ServiceNow, I mean, these are looking really good. SMCI, all looking very, very good. Ray, pretty much every single crypto I went over, Chainlink, Cedus, Sui, everything is at a great place to be buying according to the technicals, according to what we do here with our indicators. Again, these don't come around every now and then, right? Sui, the last time we got a green dot was all the way back here in April. Went from 2 up to 4. Again, that didn't happen overnight. It takes 1 to 6 months for these trades to play out. And I just couldn't be more bullish here in 2026. Ignore the noise, look at the charts, listen to the indicators, stay disciplined, stick to the plan, and you will do just fine in this industry. If you guys got any questions, feel free to drop a comment. I read every single comment down in the comment section below. If you guys got any questions, you can always hit me up in the Discord as well. We do have a support chat over here that you guys can participate in. And that's all I got today, folks. Tomorrow we will be answering chart requests from the chart request thread. So you guys just got your chart requests in here. So we will be covering these Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday will be the watch list as always. This chart request thread is closed now. So if you guys want chart requests, you guys need to put those in on Sunday. When I open the thread, we opened that thread last night or yesterday sometime. I think it was in the afternoon. So we're going to be covering, we opened that at around 3 o'clock. So we're going to be covering all these names on tomorrow's episode along with Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell, tune in for that. Like I said, if you guys got any questions, I read every single comment. With that being said, God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next one. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.